I remember being 6 years old when my dad took me out by a fence, handed me a comically large baseball bat, put a ball on a tee, and said, "Go ahead, Adam, hit it as hard as you can." And from that moment on, and from the moment that the bat struck the ball, I was in love. My father and I shared that love of baseball his entire life, and it brought us closer than you can imagine. He also convinced me to like the Mets, which I guess was the toll I needed to pay. Dad loved throwing with me, batting practice, being at every game, and encouraging me, even though I found it annoying sometimes. It's funny how when you're young, we take our biggest fans for granted. Now, growing up, I was always pretty good at baseball. I made every team. I was an all-star. There never seemed to be much standing in my way, except my sophomore year. I tried out for the high school baseball team, and shockingly, I was cut. I had never in my life been told I wasn't good enough at baseball, and I remember retreating to my room and crying deep tears and simply wanting to be alone. Dad gave me time to grieve, and when it was appropriate, he calmly opened my door. He knew I was upset, and so was he. But so gently, he said to me, "Adam, you have choices to make. It's okay if you want to quit, but it would be really neat if you proved everyone wrong." And I had never looked at things that way. Up until that point, I had never really faced real adversity. Getting cut your sophomore year usually signals the end of your baseball career. But Dad's quiet confidence was all that I needed. I went to work. I got stronger. Dad threw me countless batting practice sessions. He paid for camps. He drove me all around creation to games. I literally hit him with baseballs multiple times. I bruised his face like a lot. I didn't know if any of it would pay off. All I knew was that my dad believed in me. The next year, I made the team. And I would go on to play my senior year and share a lifetime of love of baseball that even landed me working with big league teams, interviewed by the MLB network, and still even playing today. I'm sure if he could come to every game, he would. And also let me know I'm dropping my hands before my swing.
I do that too. It's
Now, I wasn't great, but the hell if I was gonna let someone else tell me I wasn't good enough, and neither was my dad. It was that kind of leadership and quiet guidance that my dad showed me that changed my life forever. You might be surprised, well, if you didn't know my dad, he was an accomplished public speaker. He had a quiet confidence and never buckled under pressure. And that's what he was about. So if you are down, if someone thinks you aren't good enough, pick yourself up and get to work. It would be really neat if you proved everyone wrong. Thanks, Dad. Thank y'all. We'll see you next week.